I'm looking at my computer screen here, and I'm looking at a statistic that says that the number one problem that business owners have is bad hiring decisions. I'd say that's true. I think it's true. That's where you make your mistakes. But I know how serious you are about liberating yourself as a business owner. I know you didn't get into this business to get non-free. You got into this business to liberate yourself. You wanted control of your time. You wanted control of your purpose. You wanted control of your relationships. You wanted a sense of liberation. But that's not happening, and there are a lot of reasons why, so let's cut to the chase. Do you know how to hire an effective all-star team? Do you know how to put it together, motivate them, recruit them, and train them? That is a huge part of what you're doing. Part of the reason that you don't do it well, I'm going to guess, is because you're so busy you don't think you have enough time to really think or plan about the hiring decisions that you're about to make. And I'm just going to tell you, for what it's worth, that is a big fat mistake, and it's a lie. You can't afford not to spend the time on hiring the right people. I am absolutely 100% convicted in that, and you can't convince me otherwise. I am stubbornly convinced of that. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times with business owners. It's the number one mistake that they make. And there are three main mistakes. Here they are. Number one, you wait and wait and wait until the position needs to be hired for, because you only act on obligation until the fire starts to really cook up. You say, well, I'll go ahead and hire for the position. And what happens is you compromise your standards because you need someone. You haven't done all the legwork, like prospecting a pipeline in the sales dimension. That's how recruiting works. But you haven't been doing that. You haven't been proactively hiring 24/7. You're reactively hiring, and you hire substandard, and you keep wondering why the same people are committing the same mistakes. It's because you have to take responsibility for a suboptimal system. It's not the people. Mistake number two, you have a great interviewer. Somebody comes in, they commit the 4 A's. Affability, they're very likable. They're very assertive, right? We tend to think assertive people are successful. Their appearance is amazing. We predict good performance on that because it's a bias, right? And they're very articulate. We think articulate people are going to be successful. Not true. Great interviewers are not always great performers. Just because they have a halo over their head because of your biases does not mean they can do the job. And number three, here it is, you can't pass off a bad interviewer as a bad performer. That's what happens. Because they aren't articulate, they don't appear well, they are not affable, not likable, they are poor interviewers, you think they're going to be a poor performer. And if you could avoid those three mistakes, you could be very likely to liberate yourself, to delegate with confidence, to be able to run your business and not manage tough. You could hire smart. Now, I'll be ready when I get summoned, because I'm going to ask you if you're comfortable with your own ignorance in this area. If you're not, then you'll commit the same mistakes. But let me remind you that a bad hiring decision is 1.5 years of a person's salary in cost. That's adding up the salary, that's adding up the training cost. It'll deep six you. So get smart, get some help. We have a system called TopScan. It's world class. Don't screw around with this area. Don't wing it, right? Coaches hold you to standards. I hope you hear me.